one. Yeah, like we ever start things on time. Welcome to Open Air, Open Mic. This is like the best way to kick off the Artworks Festival. And you guys are part of this. This is community. This is what it's all about. And we just have so special. I need to give you a little background. And we have one of our committee members, Sue Grove, and 5 others are part of a committee that work with the author stage at the Artworks Festival and have for a long time. And they're always so creative. I have to give them all the credit. They tell me what to do.
Oh, no. That's not true.
Oh, yeah. Last year they came up with this.
She's the clever one.
The Flash Fiction Workshop Anthology. And 2 of the gals actually put together a class, which was amazing. And they wrote short stories. I have a few left from last year, so it's in the basket if you want to, and I can just pass this one around too. Want to see what people did. But we thought, well, that was cool. And all I could think of was, yeah, but we got poets, and they're the most amazing poets ever. And so this year, and so many of you jumped aboard, we put together our Voices of the Midwest. Look at men. This is Voices, they're closed, we're open. Voices of the Midwest, and we said, yeah, it's poetry, but it could be kind of anything. And there is just a plethora of incredible work in here. And so tonight we get to share this. This is like the first public viewing of our works. And now they can all say, ooh, we're published. Yes, we're published. And some of our people, Vicki and Tim, you've been with us for the 9 years that we've been doing this. Isn't that incredible? I gotta think, who else has been that long? Colin, you've been there 9 years, coming every month to share poetry. Kyle, you've been, oh yeah, don't turn around. Kyle's been writing as long. And so this is just a real tribute to people that have spent years writing. Our group that is open to anyone. We're so proud. We're so proud. So who knows, maybe it's the first of many. The rules. Remember, we have to have rules when we get up. And I actually thank you, Andy, Kim, and Gabriel. They are doing their, yes, volunteer hours. Yes, I am so proud of them. And they have been very, very helpful. They're going to play with the mics. So don't be like, oh my gosh, they're coming up and taking the mic away from me. They're not, but if it starts squealing, they're in charge. So, the rules, let them do whatever they want to do, and you do not have to read out of this book. If you brought something else, old, new, somebody else's, that's what open mic is all about, and that's fair game. If you want to, bring your book up, and there's no page numbers, obviously, and you can say, hey, this is my poem. And so you can read out of here. We do just one poem a person until we're ready to do a second round. Then you do a second round. And depending on the night, isn't this gorgeous? Oh, we've been shined on. You know, if it gets to be a third and it's still really early, we can do that. We're so used to, and it's going to be hard for some of us that gather around monthly and we discuss the poems and we like get all reflective, and I usually cry, and you know, we'll just pass through, but we can talk about the poems just on our own later. Make sure you say your name. We're comfortable if it's just your first name. If you want to say your first and last name and where you come from or whatever. you're good with that, but we definitely want your first name. Okay, any other rules? You can move the mic. And thank you, Tim. Have fun. That's what this is all about. You know what? No, I was going to start with one of Sarah Lisney's, but actually I need somebody to do a Facebook Live when I do that. Sarah has 3 poems in here, but she is home, and so we'll make sure that whether I read them or somebody else reads them, we put her on Facebook Live so she can watch from home, and that's special. Are you ready and waiting, Tim? You look anxious to jump. Yes? Okay.
Sorry. So this.
Well, I am Vicki. I'm part of the poetry group that have been meeting for these 9 years. I'm in the book. This poem is not in the book, but it is one about sweet reeds, and I think we should start it off honoring Lisa. And I call it Sweet Reeds. Sweet Reeds sits on Main Street. She makes the downtown shine. Visitors come from far and wide. They've heard she's one of a kind. Children rush in and scatter, their personalities freed. Some smooth as Kyle's coffee, others are just hard to read. Sweet Reeds has a sweet tooth, as many kids her age, always willing to share her good fortune, as she has plenty to spare. Her walls hold many textures, she does not discriminate. Small print and large, hardcover soft, always willing to lead the charge. She has her share of attitude, some might say quite moody. Mystery, sadness, hope abound, though everyone sees she loves to joke around. So try her out when you are in town, stroll through and take it slow. Maybe, if you're lucky, you'll hear the train whistle blow.